not everyone will call it chaos. For some people, it's anxiety. For others, it's depression. For others, it's just a sense of uncertainty. For others, they feel like their world is falling apart. Whatever level or degree it is for you, it's important. So, the one thing that happens is if you make a shift in one area of your life, you're going to find it changes across the board. It's just like when I work with families. If one person makes a change, that dynamic, that energy movement begins to affect everyone else. And the others don't even have to make a change, okay? Because change is that powerful. A shift moves things. And we're going through so much of a shift now that what we are used to seeing and knowing doesn't work the same way. So it's just like, my guides are saying, let go of the papers. My left brain is very used to outlining every single thing I do. It's my security blanket. It's like, then if I'm not sure what I'm going to say or the group isn't so responsive, I have something there, okay? But this is a different time and a different place. And my guess is some of you are really needing help in some areas or wanting information in areas. And it might help me if you share what areas of change are you going through that you would like some information or help with. Anyone. Is it in relationship? Is it in finances? Finances. Okay. All right. Career. Okay. All right. Okay. I knew there was a relationship person here. I could feel that energy. All right. So, is it that it's gotten uncomfortable? Is it that with finances and money, it's a lot less? Anyone here experiencing that? Okay. That's a toughie, isn't it? Because you hear that all around you. So, what do you do with that? Okay. So, you know, one thing I want to share with you were the different steps in change. Because I think everyone here, my guess is, you all know quite a bit about the law of attraction. Yes? Anyone hear that? Anyone not hear about it? Okay, that's what I figured. So to go over that is like unnecessary with you guys. All right. So the first thing you have to do when you're going through a place of chaos and uncertainty is recognize that a change is happening and recognize the need for it and where you're uncomfortable. So what some people do is you have to look at your reaction. Some people go into a panic. Some go into a freeze. Some go into numbness, okay? And some get angry. Any of you seeing people around you getting angry because of all the shifts? Okay, that's part of it. All right. So part of it is you have to check out your own emotional reaction. Then you have to acquire knowledge and understanding about the changes. So if it's finances, so what's one way that you can increase your finances? The only thing that I find works, or at least it's the only thing that works for me, okay? And I know other people have other answers for this, and that's what works for them. But for me, I find I have to go inside. I have to go inside and begin asking and working with my own guides, why is this happening? Because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, even when the economy has shifted, and I guarantee you it's shifted many times in my life, I've been fine. Okay, so what's this about? And I got an answer. And my answer, and this was my answer for me, so you need to kind of find out what's your answer for you. Okay, so you take the area you're uncomfortable in and begin exploring. The answer I got was, we wanted you to make products 3 years ago, and I was so busy I couldn't do it. Or I didn't find the time to do it, or I chose not to do it. I said, well, now you can do it. You know, right, do it. You've got to pass on what you know. And I'm much more of a doing person. I really enjoy, I love working with people. It's my calling. It's what I'm meant to do. And because I'm a seer as well, it's easy for me to see inside a bit and follow their energy and find the core more easily, so it doesn't take as long as my own therapy took, my own healing work, and tons of it. Okay? So that's a level of change then, is how you can take where you're having difficulty and go inside, acquire the knowledge. Okay? So part of acquiring knowledge is looking at, and this is a question for you to look at in the area where you're having some change or chaos or disturbing things you're not in control of. What is your part in it? Okay? Yes, we know there's a whole universal change going on, and that is a fact. What is your part in it? Where is it you haven't been careful enough with money? Where is it you didn't devote yourself fully enough at work? Where is it you didn't honor what you needed to about yourself? Okay? So that's looking at part of your own responsibility. Where is it in relationship you're not hearing your partner's needs? Because very often, or sometimes, we think of what we want them to do for us. I mean, Valentine's Day is coming up. What are you going to get me, honey? Instead of, what can I do for you? Or instead of, what can we do for each other? Okay? Because for me in relationship, it's got to be a two-way street. It's not, I do this for you and you do the same for me. It's, if I give in this way, because that's what feels good, and you give in that way, there needs to be a balance over time. Okay? So it's looking at that. It's also checking out who else might be partially responsible, because it's not always just us. It very seldom is. Okay, what else is going on? And then it's looking at, where can I make a change? Where do I need to make a change? And change tends to be uncomfortable. We're creatures of habits. I had something happen many years ago when my kids were very young, and they're now your ages, so they're not very young anymore. I have a grandson. Okay. And my oldest daughter was about 4, and they stayed at my sister's house, and my sister made, maybe 4 or 5, my sister made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And my daughter said, "Auntie Shelley, you're making it wrong." And my sister's reaction was, oh, my sister has a rule for everything, including peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Well, I didn't. It's just it was a habit. I always made it the same way, and my daughter made that into a rule. And my sister broke my rule, or my habit, okay? So she saw it that way. So what is it that you may have seen or grown up with that you have made into a rule that may not be working for you in your life now? You know? I work with quite a few healers and people in the healing profession in a number of ways. And what I see many of them do is we really believe in service and in giving, okay? And that's very appropriate to do. But simultaneously, in some way, we need to also be taken care of and have our needs met. Because I got to tell you, when I'm eating well and I'm going to the acupuncturist and I'm doing all the things that feel good for me and the nice face creams I like using, I feel better, don't you? Any of you notice that? I sure do. I mean, I was coming here, I wanted my hair done, okay? So it takes a certain level of comfort to take care of us. And it isn't about starving ourselves. It's looking at, perhaps, where have our priorities gotten askewed? Where have we gotten too into owning a lot of things that we didn't need? Getting our hair and nails done all the time? Or whatever it is. You know, where have our values gotten skewed in some